Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan Dang and I'm a type 1 diabetic, and today I'm here with my mother to ask her some questions about raising a type 1 diabetic. So mother, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Kim and I am Megan's mom. It's been great raising Megan regardless of diabetes or not. She's a wonderful daughter.
Okay, so the first question I have for you, mom, is do you want to kind of describe the situation of being diagnosed with diabetes from the parents' perspective?
Sure. So Megan was diagnosed at a very young age. You know, we didn't know anything about diabetes. My husband and I, we didn't know anything about diabetes. So when I took her in, it was just, she lost a lot of weight, you know. And we took her in and then the doctor tested her and he told me that she's diabetic, and I guess it was she has type 1 diabetes, and it was pretty serious, but I didn't know better to know how serious it was. So I think they were kind of puzzled of my reaction, because I thought, okay, well, she's diabetic, then we can feed her right and it'll be fine, it'll go away, but that wasn't the case. So they took me in the room and fully explained what that meant. That would mean that I would have to, we'd have to monitor her, test several times a day. That would prick her fingers and shots and so on and so forth. And they admitted, and she would be admitted to the hospital for a week. So that's when I broke down and just got very emotional. So yeah, but as time goes, we learn how to, maintain it, and I took some time, I stayed home for many years just to take care of her, and yeah, so it worked out. Just like anything, you learn to adapt, you learn how to take care of it and make sure your child's healthy and happy, and yeah, and that's that.
The second question is, do you want to explain the process of learning about different diabetic technologies and shots and pump and how you did all of that?
So that's a lot. Of course, I didn't do it by myself. It's teamwork, family. It took consultation, coming to the house, explain different techniques, different equipments, and the pros and the cons. I won't get into any of that, but like I said, it's just not me. It's my husband, and Megan has a brother, and he's a great brother. And he's very supportive where he can. So yeah, just being open-minded, open to learning new things, and don't think, well, I'm doing fine with the shots, why do I need to get on the pump, or vice versa. But you don't know until to give it a try. So yeah, that was my experience.
Okay. If somebody asked you what diabetes is, how would you describe it to them, like to a parent who just found out their child is diagnosed?
Okay, so it is something that it's not type 2. For those that have type 1, we all know that there's a huge difference between the two types. So that's what I would explain first, that type 2 is more onset, and type 1, we don't know what caused it, or where, whether it's genetic or what caused it. Type 1, you're insulin dependent, whereas type 2, you can pretty much control it with food and diet and lifestyle. And type 1, you can sort of do that too, but you're insulin dependent, so you're going to depend on insulin every day, regardless whether you exercise and eat right. It's basically your pancreas isn't working anymore, it's shot. So that's the difference. Whereas type 2, you can really manage it with your diet and exercise and staying healthy. So just in a nutshell, those are the differences.
And then the final question I have for you is, what advice would you give newly diagnosed families?
Everything is going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. It's one of those things that kids can go on and do whatever they need to do. They can still be active and live a full life. You just need to manage it and just be mindful. And sometimes I tell Megan that she said, you just have to know that you are a little different in terms of managing. She's in college, so I do remind her about, it's a time where kids like to party and drink, but so be mindful about those things, because it can affect you and not so great. But if you manage it well, everything should be fine. Yeah, thanks for having me on, daughter.
Okay, thank you, mother. Thank you for helping me with my diabetes for the last. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Until next time, have a great day.